Hey everyone, hope you're all doing great. In this part, and the upcoming ones, we're going to dive into the menu bar together and break down the important options to show you how they work. Alright, let's start with the File menu. The first submenu is New. By clicking on New, you can create a brand new project. This is where you can start working on your animation or designing your new character. The next submenu is New Workspace. By clicking on it, you can create multiple organized and categorized folders tailored to your project's needs in your chosen directory. This categorization allows you to separate folders for different types of files, like 3D files, audio files, images, videos, vector files, and other assets. It helps you stay organized and avoids any confusion while working on your project. Honestly, this submenu isn't very practical. It's better to create the folders yourself based on your specific needs. The next submenu is New from Template, which includes Moho's built-in templates. I'll create a new file now and use one of these templates so you can see how it works. Alright, in the new project I just created, I'm selecting the Night Sky template. As you can see, it's pretty basic, and honestly, using these templates in professional projects feels more like a joke. In future sections, we'll show you how to create professional designs on your own using the software. The next submenu is Open. For example, if you have a Moho project saved on your computer and want to open it in the software, just click on Open and load your project into the software. The next submenu is Open Recent. When you click on it, it shows you a list of recently used projects, making it easier to access them quickly. For example, I'll select this project, and as you can see, it's super easy to open it directly in the software. The next submenu is Close, which only closes the project tab you're working on. If you choose Close All, it will close all the open tabs in Moho. But keep in mind, the Close All submenu is only active when you have more than one tab open in the software. Alright, no need for that right now, so let's move on with the rest of the tutorial. The next submenus are Save and Save As, which are used for saving your project. If it's your first save, Save and Save As are the same. After that, Save just updates the last save, while Save As lets you choose a new location. The next submenu is Revert, which comes in handy after saving. If you make changes and want to undo them, clicking Revert will take you back to the last saved version of your project. It's a really useful option, so I definitely recommend using it. The Gather Media submenu is super useful. For example, if you've imported files from different locations on your hard drive and now need to hand over the project to a teammate, clicking Gather Media will collect all the project files into one single folder. It's a real time saver. These files can be PSD, vector, OBJ, audio, images, or anything else you've used in your project. Keep in mind, it doesn't matter what file formats you've used. Gather Media knows exactly what to do and will gather everything properly. Gather Media will handle them all. The next submenu is Export from Previous Version. This allows you to export your project in a format compatible with older versions of the software, making it easier to collaborate with others who are using an older version. This option is really useful if you create ready-made Moho projects for sale. That way you can make sure that anyone who buys your project file, no matter how old their Moho version is, will still be able to run your project. The next option is Remove Comments and Tags. It's super helpful when you've added comments or tags in the project for yourself or your team, but don't want your client to see them when you hand over the project. This option removes them all in one go. Don't worry too much about it, you probably won't need it that often. The next option is Project Settings, where you can find the settings specific to each project. Most of these settings are related to rendering, and you might not notice some of them after applying them to the project. This section is really useful, and it'll take one or more sessions to go through everything properly, so don't worry, we'll cover it in detail. The next option is Import, where you'll find all the file formats and types that Moho supports. It includes formats like images, image sequences, SVG, movies, tracing images, 3D files, and more. However, keep in mind that with the general option, you can import any type of file without needing to specify the format beforehand. Personally, I think this is the better option. The next option is the software's library, which we briefly covered in the previous session. From here, you can select any of your files that you want to use in your project. The next submenu is Show and Explore. Let's say you saved your project somewhere but forgot where. By clicking this option, it'll open the project directly in the folder where it's stored. The next submenu is Refresh Media. For example, if you've imported a PSD file into Moho and then made changes to it in Photoshop, simply click Refresh Media to update the file in Moho and see the changes. Refresh Media is especially useful when your project is open and you make changes to an external file while the project is running. It updates the file in Moho so you can see the changes without reopening the project. The next options are Preview and Preview No Anti-Aliasing. If you click on Preview, it will give you a one-frame render as an image. If you zoom in on it, you'll notice the edges are slightly softened with a bit of a smooth effect. But if you click on Preview No Anti-Aliasing, the softening effect on the edges won't be applied, and you'll be able to see the image without that smooth effect. The next submenu is Preview Animation, which gives you a quick preview or a fast render of your animation. However, the quality is pretty low. The main use of this option is to give you a preview of the animation before the final render, which can be time-consuming. It lets you check for any issues so you can fix them before doing the full render. The next submenu is Export Animation, which is for professional exports. We'll need a whole session just to go over this window. In this section, you can change your advanced render settings. For example, you can adjust video format, frame settings, and other advanced render options right from here. Right, don't forget to like and subscribe. The next option is Export Animation with previous settings. Its use is that you don't have to redo your render settings every time. You can simply render again using the settings from your last export. The next option is Moho Exporter, which provides more export settings. For example, with this option, you can create a render queue and line up multiple projects to render one after the other, letting them run overnight. It's very rare that you'll need to use this option. The next submenu is Export, and with this option you can take various types of outputs from Moho. As you know, most of the designs we create in Moho are vector-based, so we can export them as SVG files based on our needs. Of course, this is just one example. There are many other outputs you can get from Moho. It's good to know, though, that we mostly import files into Moho rather than exporting them. The next submenu is Open Custom Content Folder, which is the folder where Moho stores its own files. During the installation of Moho, it asks you for the location where you want this folder to be stored. This option is more for the software itself and doesn't have much use for you. The last option is Quit, which exits the software. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video so you don't miss the upcoming Moho tutorials.